but we are definitely doing some fun, adventurous travel, and we're quite so beyond excited because we get to travel to see our global fam. Now, for those of you who are new here and are just kind of landing into this season of the show, a, a few years ago, before Ajit and I had kids, we spent about a year and a half traveling abroad, and we spent time, oh gosh, in that year and a half, we were all over Asia and we were all over Europe. And so since then, because of some of our business endeavors and speaking and teaching, we get to play in parts of Europe in certain parts of the summer. And we just haven't been for the last few years because events have been closed down. And so we've always used it as our time to ground, and we've always used it as our time to, again, expand and grow in those ways. And we get to play. And this year we have one of our events in Europe, in Estonia. And shout out to our global family that we're going to be seeing over there. And it's just so amazing because so much of our community is very global. And I've appreciated it so much now since we haven't been able to be out there in the last, 2.5 years. And there's just a difference now, because the difference is that we are going to be carrying two kids in tow, plus events stuff, which, throwing any sort of retreat or big scale event or anything like that, bringing a bunch of people together, getting your teams together from different parts of the world can be stressful in and of itself. But top on that, adding your two babies who, are so used to their schedules, and they're really small. And I remember 3 years ago when we did another event like this, where we spent 2 months. Actually, no, it wasn't 2 months. It was a month in Europe. This was in, I think, Croatia. And Ari was really young. He was like 10 months old. And I remember it was so crazy because he just did not acclimate to the time. And, I was speaking and teaching a lot live there. And so was Ajit. And so it was just like crazy. And, my nervous system is starting to get like, oh my God, here we go again. Here we go again. Mamas, I see you. I feel you. And those of you who are like, how does she travel with her kids? I'm sharing the same concerns and feels and my process. I'm just sharing as my own account and experience. It's a lot. It's a lot to process. It's a lot to handle. And for me, it's just getting as much done beforehand so that if there's any sort of hiccup, if there's any sort of, oh my gosh, there's more meltdowns, because there probably will be, they're not going to sleep as well. It's just like welcoming all the things that would go wrong. Kind of like, all right, I know that it's going to be chaotic and messy and just not as we plan. Like, you kind of expect for all of that so that you're not, you're pleasantly surprised if none of that happens, or you're not super disappointed if all of it goes to, the shitter. And I mean, that's just the realities of motherhood. I think I would probably share something different a few years ago. It's like plan everything and, you know, organize everything and put everything and label everything. And, it's just like packing is a whole spiritual practice in and of itself, of like, how many things are we going to take? And Isla's still on formula. Are we going to do that? And, what parts of her routine is she going to be okay with? Because we're going to be going to different cities within Europe. And yeah, I mean, we haven't figured it out, but I'm less type A as I was probably, before kids, I should say that. So anyone embarking on motherhood or having one or having multiples, I see you, because it's a whole game. And I've been reading up on those blogs as much as anybody else. And all I can say is we're doing it. And I think that for us as a family and as one of our values is to serve love. And many of you who've been following us for a really long time, or myself for a really long time, with the GGI and Global Grit, And, we've infused it to even a lot of the other projects that we've expanded to, because service and love is really what we stand for. And our closest friends know that. And I think that when we apply it to our children, we're coming from a place of love, we're coming from a place of service and serving others and in our community. And that's why we center our travels around this, to also see our global community, but also see our actual team members and family that we can also support as well, in the form of events and lectures and talks and pop-ups and things like that. See you next time at the Brave Table.